What is going on, everyone? How you guys all doing? My name is Tom from Dreadlabs. Today it is Thursday, the 20th of May 2025. And what we're gonna do today, people, is talk shit about your designs. No, I'm just kidding. We are actually gonna do a feedback stream. So if you have some design work you've made, or something you're working on, or something that you already finished working on, I guess, that is something that you can just simply share with me today by dropping it in the Discord. The link for the Discord will be in the description down below, and I will give you some thoughts on it. If you're stuck on something, if you have any questions on how to progress in your journey as a graphic designer, you just simply drop it in the chat below and we'll take a look at it together. And if you are in the chat right now and you see something that you like, let them know in the chat as well, and let's all help each other out and give each other feedback. Before we do that though, I'm gonna give all of you guys, what's up Javi, Mike, Cancer, Chris Crypto, and Beckman, how you guys all doing? Before we actually dive into that, feel free to just drop your designs into the Discord server. Like I said, the link is in the description, but I wanted to talk a little bit more about something that I've posted on my Instagram story the other day, and that is that I'm actually looking for interns. So as some of you might know, I used to have an office in the Netherlands where I think up to 6 people could actually sit and work together. There were some freelancers that I had working there, doing their own stuff, and sometimes working together on Dreadlabs. And I also, most of the time, I had 2 interns working there. But nowadays I work from my home office, which you are seeing right now in this overly lit studio. As you can see, it's really sunny in the Netherlands, that's nice. But yeah, I am actually looking for a remote intern. The reason for that is I feel like I want to start forging a relationship or a collaborationship, I must say, with another creative that wants to help me out running the Dreadlabs platform and the rest of my business with me. So although the first part of the internship will probably be like some day-to-day work, I also want to get some room to start focusing on the bigger picture stuff, while the person that works with me can focus on more day-to-day stuff. So most of the internship will revolve a little bit more around like content creation and graphic design, mainly how to edit engaging videos and how to basically helping me out working on client stuff as well. So if you are interested in that internship, if you are wanting to, it's a paid internship, by the way, I must say. A lot of people ask me about that, and the way that the internship is gonna be like, you know, the way that we actually wanted to do this collaboration depends on you as well. So if you only have time to do an internship for a couple of hours during the week, that's also completely fine. If you want to do it full time because you're still in design school and you need to do something like that, that's also fine. Just hit me up if you're interested, and you can send me a message, and basically we can see if this could be a collaboration that works for me as well as for you. So if you want to actually apply for the internship, you can send an email at info@dreadlabs.net. So let's check out the chat real quick. What's up, Ricky, Beckman, Mr. Nothing? Would love to work as an intern. Awesome, man. You can send me a message. You can send me an email if you want to. The link for the Discord isn't working for me. Anyone's safe. So that's a really weird thing. I've had this for years. So let me just check real quick for myself. If I go to dreadlabs.net/Discord, yeah, okay, let me check. So, okay, so I think this, okay, so it actually doesn't work anymore. So last week it still worked, I guess. So custom invite link. But, okay, let me just do that real quick, because otherwise you guys cannot really join the Discord server, of course. So go to settings. Where's this? Server settings. Let's see. Custom invite link. I apparently cannot use that while I'm streaming for some reason. Can I just copy an invite link or invite people here? Use copy button. Alright, so I'll drop the link to the thing in the chat right now. There you go, guys. Oh, what? Oh, it's literally just copied the text, hidden use copy button, and I put it in the chat. That's amazing, Discord. Really nice coding there. Edit invite link. Generate a new... I literally cannot... Okay, so I'm gonna just disable my streaming mode for a second, because I think that's what causes this. And I'm just gonna create a new link. Come on. Jesus. Never. And there's also no limit. Generate new link. And there you go, guys. This link you can actually use, and I will also edit this into the description. There you go. Awesome. So now you can use that link and join the Discord server and send me some messages, and we'll get to work. I'm rating all sorts of design Victor, so feel free to drop in whatever you want. Can be 3D. I'm not the best at like judging architecture or something like that, but yeah, feel free to drop in and send me anything that you want or that you want to share with everyone here. And thanks for joining the stream, by the way. So let me just change my screen here. The channel, you can just drop it in general. So Mike's kicking off today, and he's working on some display concepts for, I think... Whoa, this is for caps and stuff? That's actually a really big display then. It's awesome. So Sandy, large cutout header, hanging sign, treasure chest, product holder, shelf. That's awesome, dude. Would be amazing to put this like on an event or in the store. So did you do the illustration yourself? That's sick. Yeah, I would definitely like, if this was like on art fair or something like that, I would definitely like to check this out. Oh, something else that I almost forgot. So as some of you that are already for a longer amount of time are in the Discord, you used to be able to use a promo channel if you were over level 5. So if you send out enough messages, you gain levels, and once you gain level 5, you're actually able to use the promo channel. The thing is, I reset everyone's level the other day because the server was a little bit overcrowded, and people who never really sent any messages in the server but were still level 5 because they used the promo channel like a lot back in the day, they were basically just spamming their promo links in there and not sending any message that helps the community in any way. So I decided to reset the levels and even the playing ground a little bit, so that everyone has to be active again in order to send your promo links. And during these live streams, I basically have like a double XP thing going on. I think you're getting an increased amount of XP if you are sending messages in the Discord server right now. So yeah, if you tune into the live streams more, you basically get to level 5 earlier, and you are actually able to use the promo channel, which is a fairly cool place where you can send your promo links because there aren't any in there right now. So if you become the first person to actually use that, your promo will be seen by a lot of people, and not even like it won't be overshadowed by other people posting in there. Anyways, Mike, you illustrated, and you're gonna get that Stanley print. That's awesome, dude. I've actually never had a cutout like printed of mine. I did have a roll-up banner, but like large print stuff is something that I'm really not like. That doesn't happen a lot when I do some stuff. But yeah, got some new message incoming, I think. Yeah, that's cool. Like the cases are actually super sick. Are you gonna do those as a cutout as well? Is there a theme for those designs? Like, you can just post whatever. Like client work you're proud of, something that you're currently working on that you need feedback of, basically anything that you want to share with us. Mix of photo bashing and AI for the backgrounds. Not sure if the text on the bottom. Let me check that out real quick. I'm gonna first close the door real quick because the door of my office is open. So Warding presents Swamp Anomaly Demise. Ooh, that's so the background is AI, I think. You said. That's actually a cool image though. Yeah, it's. Let's see, music by Warden. Are you produce? Wait, are you redacted? Did you change your name? I kind of forgot what your first name was, but didn't we used to hang out in the Psycho Boys server together a lot? Not sure. Because like Redacted is also like an artist that I know. Anyways, it's sick. The printing effect is also like that works with the thing. The thing that's kind of difficult is because the distressing on the edges and the print effect make it kind of like illegible, but I guess that's the kind of the point. But you had a question about it. Not sure if the text on the bottom is as good as it could be. So what if this is a movie poster, what I usually see is that like the like a subtitle, like in your case it's "Where lies the strangling fruit that came from the hand of the sinner," blah blah blah, would be put to the top, and like the credits and the people starring in there and stuff would be like smaller, I think, because that's like info that's less relevant to the viewer, if that makes sense. So maybe switch those around and make like the cast and stuff like a little bit smaller, so you have a little bit more room to put more emphasis on the what do you call it, on the like subtitle, I guess. I do like the processing on the mice text. That's really fit the aesthetic of the film poster well. The coloring is also great. I love it. It's Swamp Anomaly here is a little bit hard to read, and I think that's because the bevel is a lot brighter here. As you can see, the highlights are a little bit higher and more white than in here. It might just be because you scaled the text without scaling the bevel emboss effect. I'm not sure, but that's maybe something that you want to look into. And maybe like, well, it's depending on what you want, but I think this could you have a little bit more room around here. But that's basically just because I was always thought when I was doing print design that when I am creating something that there's like the margins and it can be cut off if it's too close to the edge, and that's kind of the case here as well. But yeah, maybe something you want to look into as well. But yeah, it looks sick. Nice work. And while we wait for more people to just drop the stuff in there, I think you can get the box printed in one sheet and then tape on one. Yeah, I think that works. That would probably work. Awesome, man. So yeah, while we wait for other people to drop in their designs, which you can just do by, sending stuff in the general chat right here in on Discord. Ricky is gonna add in 5 minutes. Oh, no worries, man. Take your time. I can also show you stuff what I've been working on, I guess. Let me just check in my client folder real quick if there's something that I can actually show you guys. So there's something cool that I've actually been working on with a friend of mine called Tricky West. He is a dubstep producer and DJ from the Netherlands. And I'm not sure if I don't want to spoil it too much for it because he kind of like, this is his thing. Oh. Maybe he doesn't want to, he kind of wants to tease it, so I'm going to show you real quick that I actually made like a 3D animation that's really, really small. It's kind of hard to see in here. But it's like really old textured PS1 graphics, so it's cool. But yeah, I cannot really show you. I'm not sure if he actually wants me to show you that. Something that I can show you, I think, is a logo design I did for a band called Desolate. These are the first proposals that I send out. So like, I really like this logo. It's hand lettered. As are, I think all of the letters in this logo proposal are hand lettered. So they went with another version of this logo, version 3. But my personal favorite was this one. Let me just show you the second round of proposals here. So yeah, that was either this one or this one, and I think this is what they went with, which I also really like. But I don't know, I do like how hectic this logo is, I guess. That's what I think this, I worked on this in the month of, I think in January, maybe a little bit in February, so it's been a while. But you know, because of like non-disclosure stuff, you cannot really share something that you worked on like, I don't know, a day ago or something, as with most of my clients at least. But yeah, Cancer, I'm not sure which design you were talking. If you were talking about mine, thank you so much. Let's take a look at whose design is this. Feuder? I'm not sure how to pronounce it. Let's see. So we got like a front, or are these are two different prints, I guess? Like the background, it's a little bit difficult to see the print here, but it looks dope. Yeah, I would love to know more about this. It's a little bit difficult to see on the mock-up. And there's an idea for a leather cheetah belt, which is super cool. I love the buckle, like the metallic print. I figured this is gonna be like, I think it's the same as here. This is your logo, I guess, I presume. But yeah, it would be sick to have like this metallic death metal type buckle for a belt. Sick. Nice work. Your logos, man. I remember when we worked together last time. You got such a good eye. Thank you so much, man. The little 3D icon was really hopeful. We got to see it soon. Yeah, what were we worked on the Wonderworld thing together, right? Or did we work on something else as well? Because I remember, like, I think I've hit you up for like a lot of different projects, but some of these projects sadly fell through. Let's see what this what. I'm not sure what language this is. Something Eastern European, I guess. But I think did you do the 3D renders or Czech? It was Czech. Ah, nice. It's all Czech social media, all that from white background. So did you make these in 3D, or is it like just for the manipulation? Nice work, man. And the 3D iPhone rotation. Ooh, that's smooth. Nice work. Ghost. What's up, Ghost? Thank you for joining the Discord server. Let me check out your work. Ooh, we got a lot of new designs as well. So first we're gonna check Freuder's print designs. Ooh, see a little bit better already. Nice. Maybe a little bit too hectic, I guess, because it's like I cannot really see what's going on. If we get a collage here with a face and the letters, and there's a building, I think. For my personal taste, this is a little bit too hectic, but I did like this one. Like reminds me of that one painting with the farmers. I'm not sure what it's called, but I do like how it's like, feels like a little bit more rounded up. Also kind of like a ghost picture. It's awesome. But yeah, let's get back to Ghost here. Out rolling the oceans, or out oceans rolling the out. I think it's out rolling the oceans, right? But sick. Did you hand draw this? Some nice trippy illustrations going on. This reminds me of Claydol, the Pokemon. Wait, I think you sent more, right? Oh yeah. So I presume you do some illustration work? What is this? Oh, Ghost, nice. I like this. Some grainy illustration stuff. Yo, this is sick. What did you is this photo manipulation or full illustration, or this is, I actually really like this. This would look sick on a t-shirt. Where to post on the Discord, just the general channel is fine. Wonderworld, which was kind of mid, to be honest. Remember you come back. I don't know. I do like your animation, your animated version of the logos were actually really sick. I remember like being like, oh shit, I wish I made that. So, but it was it's been a while. I think it's already 2 or 3 years ago, right? I'm for Rove. What's up, Rovest? How you doing? Matthias and Ellen, yes, almost and Hendron. That's sick. Oh, yeah, Matthias goes. Okay, gotcha. The Discord link is in the description down below. You should use the top link, so where it says like discord.gg. Your viewer. Okay, it's up, Victor. How you doing? Nice work, dude. Almost a full illustration. That's so sick. I actually would love to see this on a t-shirt. Next up we got Lipek. Let me check it out. I'm not sure if this has sound, so I'm just gonna mute it. This reminds me of boiler room animations or something like that, like posters. Looks sick. I wonder what the background visuals are. I do, however, see one thing, and it might just be me. Let me just pause it on the right moment. I told you guys I'm gonna shit on your designs. No, just kidding. But here I see that it doesn't line up, and I'm not sure if it's supposed to line up or not. But yeah, I that's something that I don't really like. Maybe it's an elaborate choice, but I don't really like it. But I love the rest of the animation. Like I love these slowed down images here. I think it's an eye. Some sick processing on it. The logos look nice as well. Yeah, this I would definitely go to an event like this. It looks sick. Now Rove got some jewelry, some really sick. Ooh, sorry about that. Some sick processing on it. You designed the jewelry. Yo, did you make it in 3D and then just process this, or is it AI, or how did you, or is it actually photos? Because that would be sick as well. And if so, is this jewelry available? I like the processing on it too. It's maybe if you wanna, since it's a series. I think it's AI or maybe 3D because it's like the nose is the same here. But if it's like for social media posters and stuff, I would maybe play around with the positioning of the texture. Maybe you want to keep it the same, but since it's like a poster series, it might be cool to play around with that some more. So there's a little bit more variation in there, because of the processing, you already see that it's from the same brand and it's on and everything is on brand. So if you play around with the positioning or in the composition of the text and stuff, you get a little bit more variation in there, even though that the style is still the same thanks to the processing, if that makes sense. Sorry, your voice is not audible. Oh, sorry, Alan. Let me check if I can fix that real quick. Is it... Oh, no, Boomer live streaming here. Is it... Wait, maybe just turn this up a little bit more. And I also probably should talk into the mic. Sorry about that. Oh, so people can hear. Maybe it's something on your computer. Oh, I just got lazy and swapped the renders, didn't you? That's fine. So a little trick what I learned when I was doing stuff for clothing brands is if I had to make like a something with a texture and it's basically like a carousel post or it has like multiple posters, is to basically just use the same texture and then just spin and move, basically transform the texture so the texture placement and like indistinctable spots are in different places. So let me just grab a texture and show you what I mean. So what I would do is, let's see, I think I'm gonna go to my paper pack here, because if I recall correctly, like some of my paper textures has these like really gross dirty spots on them. Yeah. So this is one of the paper textures, and as you can see here, this smudge here, or these like larger scratches over there, if I would just like place on the first pose, use the texture like this, and in the next pose I can mirror it or move it around, so then the texture is the actual same, but then just the placement looks a little bit different, and then it looks like you've actually scanned in multiple textures, if that makes sense. Yeah, definitely just spin them randomly. But yeah, love the design. So you designed everything in Blender and Photoshop. If you ever release this stuff, send me a message, but I would love to get some of this stuff for myself. Awesome. So Louise, I think, right? Cover of your band single, that looks sick. Hey, I think I used this the same, I think it's a stock photo from Unsplash, right? Love the logo. Nice, some nice 3D, some nice like. I like the processing where the combination of the bevel and emboss and the like slight glow come in here. Nice job. And then got some sick bones in the background here. That's actually an awesome collage. I just want to check real quick if we use the same stock photo, because I think I used this in one of my posters, but I think your cover artwork is actually better than my poster. But oh no, it's not the same, is it? Oh no, yours is an actual hand. I think mine's like a plastic hand or something. Well, yeah, it kind of reminded me of like this, but I think yours looks way better. So is the name of the track, I think, is Bruiser, right? And then the name of your band is Sins. I like the logo a lot. Nice work. So we got a nice inversion poster here. I like this. It's really hard to read, but it's sick. I like it. Readability, legibility is overrated. It's all Envato things. Nice work. Nobody will ever know you're like. Nobody will ever know you like you know yourself. That's sick. Took me a while to read it, but that's again, legibility is overrated. I like it. And I know it's nice that you already like made sure that most of the smaller text isn't like within one of these really crazy like inversion spots, so you can still like make out like I guess important text, right? So Warning got another, I think Warning, oh yeah, you did the movie poster, right? I think, yeah, sick. Some sort of nice RGB splitting, I think. Looks sick. I think it's a cassette mock-up, or is it like a VHS mock-up? Oh, I think it's VHS cover, right? Nice work. So let me just, before we continue with Bear's design. Oh, DVD. Awesome. Before we continue, I just want to answer Matthias's work or question, and then if you want any feedback on your design, like specific feedback, like you're stuck on something, let me know, and that way I can just like take that into account when I give you guys feedback. But yeah, do you guys have any advice for getting your work out there? So it was a lot easier when I started 6 years ago because I was just using Instagram, but that's obviously like not the way to go anymore. That's not the motion because of Reels, and image posts aren't really doing well anymore. So what I would either do, if you want to do it on the internet, and I would do something like create content that actually works with the algorithm, but in a way that it also works for you. And for me personally, that's working with the used versus unused series. So if you don't know what that is, I actually on my Instagram started a reel series where I showcase the end result of a design, and then also some unused proposals that the client didn't end up choosing. And that way I can, because something that I really enjoy about graphic design is the process and creating various versions, and sometimes just like clients choose the version that's not my favorite, and that way what happens is my favorite version catches dust on a hard drive, and I don't really like that. I want to share that with the world. So I made a series where I can basically compare like unused parts of my work with you all through a reel that's basically going used versus unused. Let me know if you like the used version over the unused versions or not. But yeah, that's basically like a way that I found that it's easy to showcase my work in a reel format, because I struggled a lot with it for years, because I didn't really know how I wanted to showcase these things that I made, which were images. But another way you can do it is make tutorials about how you made a certain effect. Maybe you can tell a little bit of a story behind the work. And if you want to do it in real life, I would say try to print your work and go to local places where you go or where people might be interested in it, and ask if you can put up a poster, or maybe if they want some art that you printed, or maybe make zines and give them away, or maybe even sell them at places. But definitely like printing your work, doing stuff in real life actually does help, and I think you'll also find that you'll get a closer, more hands-on audience, and that works so much better than getting people on the internet. And don't take this the wrong way, I love that you guys are here with me to chat, and that I can actually show and share my work with you guys as well, and getting comments and stuff. Like, I actually absolutely love that. But we're just wired in a way that like the dopamine that we get from a comment on Instagram is just a little bit less dopamine than when someone walks up to you like, I love your poster, I want to buy a poster of you, or a zine or whatever. So the in real life part definitely feels a little bit more satisfying and a little bit more rewarding, I guess. So if you want to get your work out there, there's a lot of ways to do it, of course. But yeah, the hands-on in real life way gives you instant feedback as well, rather than just having to wait until your website gets visited, or if your Instagram gets views or whatever. But yeah, something else that you want to do if you still decide to keep it online is something that I maybe want to do in the future. I'm not sure yet, but I have like this other camera, which I apparently, yeah, you can't really see it right now. Let me just switch to that real quick. It's a bit difficult to see. Let me zoom out. So this is the top view of my desk here, and what I can actually do is maybe like put a zine or something, or like printed work, and just browse through it like that, and then just take a video of that and drop that on your Instagram. Maybe that's something that already interests people. Basically like doing the carousel post in real format, stuff like that. But yeah, that's some stuff that I would recommend doing. And yeah, I saw you did some conventions. I think you did like Comic-Con, right, Cancer? That was actually sick. Your booth looked so cool. And yeah, stickers, like it's really easy, and it doesn't really cost that much to get it printed and as well. Yeah, I also post some unused versions of cover arts after release on Song 11. Yeah, that's cool. It's just nice to make sure that your work doesn't like catch dust on a hard drive. I know I say that a lot, but it's just true. Anyways, let's go to Bear's work. So a protest photo from a recent March. Oh, sorry, I thought it was the month of March. A recent March my social justice group held. Not a fan of the fonts, the FOR text. Yeah, maybe I would just. So what I do like about like protests and march and rallies, I think it doesn't really originate from punk culture, but there's definitely like a really big how'd you say, like an overlap between punk culture and like protesting and being anti-establishment and stuff like that. And these things of course overlap a lot, and that's why I like the visual aesthetic of punk a lot in protest flyers and stuff like that. So it would probably be cool to, instead of doing like the really like clean text, to have it like maybe a little bit more like here, like handwritten or something. Like that makes a little bit more character. I think would fit the poster. I do like the color grading on this. It's sick. Nice work. Let's see. Ooh, this looks looks also cool. What is this? A rave poster. Awesome. You know I love a good rave poster. Comic-Con, I was speaking in my sleep after because my brain was still talking with people. That's wow. Can't urge people not to try themselves out. I'm actually gonna I have a real plan where I'm just gonna ask people from the Netherlands if they have any cool events that I can actually start doing that. And I think the first time I considered doing it is when I saw you doing it. Would be sick to do that. But I'm not sure if my work would work at Comic-Con because I'm not really I don't use that much like pop culture or anything. So I'm not sure. Maybe if, did you get a lot of sales or interactions based on like stuff that actually linked to Comic-Con, or more like free work that doesn't have anything to do with it? Because I know that you use a lot of anime figures and stuff. Anyways, I like this. I like the little blur on the text here. It's good to read. Missing a lineup so I can find some new artists to listen to, but that's okay. Yeah, I like how abstract this is. Maybe the edges here are a little bit too harsh, but that doesn't really bother me. Looks nice. Look sick animated too, I think. Wow. Wait, let me check. Post from another social group. I was thinking about like what this part is here, like the cross or something like that. Is it just to cover up the eyes in red or not? Like, I'm not just gonna go into the actual message behind it. I think, yeah, again, like, it would fit like the aesthetic of the picture and stuff a little bit better if we have the text less clean again. And this one is, sorry, what was it? Post for another social group. Agree. Sick. Yeah, I think it's a recurring theme, like with the maybe like the white edges around the inner, like the inner part here. Not really a fan of, but I do like the printed effect on the back. Maybe the processing on this, like that almost like fabric looking stuff, would really look cool on this, on the picture in here as well. But yeah, nice work. Now we get Not for Josiah with some dogs. Kane Corso, I think that's the dog name, right? Looks sick. Looks like an old hip hop poster. So the warping of the text maybe could use some work, and it's a little bit difficult to actually do warped text properly. But what I would definitely do in this case, I'm not sure. Maybe it's a little bit hard to see because of the processing on the text. But if I do like an arched text, I usually create a path and then type the text along that path rather than type it out straight and then warp it into an arc, because that way the letters don't get morphed. If you want to know more about this, I can show you, but I think it seems like the text bevel and stuff was baked down. Yeah, I think so. So the processing could be a little bit different, but then like type it out in the arc and then just add the processing later. What could also be cool is I think I spot like a little bit of a halftone effect here on the dogs. Would be cool if you actually also added that halftone to the 3D shading on the texture. But yeah, it would be sick. And I think the text could also like go. I feel like it's like a little bit off center. If that makes sense. But yeah, nice work. Some cover arts. First, I used AI for prompts. And then we see what it is. Looks cool. Is this like all AI? Because it feels like it's like morphed. Like this, the first front picture is different from like this part. I do like the front end here. It looks a little bit like a Zero's IDM cover or something like that. This looks a little bit too hi-fi for me compared to this. So maybe this could be, for me this adds a little bit too much. A little bit too much detail, I guess. This one's cool, I guess. Text could use a little bit more effect, like I think there's a slight subtle noise on there. Could use some imperfections, just like the stake here, like little wobblies around the edge, stuff like that. And then, oh, Ooh, this is nicely done. Sick. Would love to see some like maybe like a little bit of text in there, I guess. But yeah, the processing is nice. Only thing I would look into a little bit is the clouds of the figure here. They're a little bit more fine compared to like the other clouds. So I would probably play around with some blurring. And that way the scale of all of the clouds kind of matches up. That's the only thing. But the concept is absolutely sick. And those, I think it says, right? It's a little bit hard to read. Maybe like make the white here in the gradient map like a little slight less purple, so it's a little bit better legible. Other than that, and maybe move the model like to the left just a little bit more, so the D is also like filled a little bit more. Yeah, nice work. Thank you for sending it in. Now we got ordinary design with some tribal stuff. So visual RX, dark custom lettering. Let me try to see what it says, because I cannot read. I think it's like a Y. Okay, Vest. Is that a T and an oh, it's a U. Vesu. V-E. Okay, so what I read is V-E-S U-A-V W-O-L-S. See? I'm not sure. But it doesn't matter, because that's basically the point, to make it illegible with this style, of course. And the tribals are nicely drawn. Only part here is that this part could use a little bit more tapering, as you can see in this part on the right. Use to treat boredom, depression, social anxiety, clinical disease. Do not take if not prescribed by your main healthcare specialist. Awesome. Wonder where the QR code leads to. But yeah, it looks cool. To try to simplify the wording logo, at least reworking it in some way as it feels off. Let me check. Whoa, we got a lot of stuff in here. Okay, so I think we have 15 minutes left. So if you are just joining in, make sure to try and drop in your design. If we do not, if I'm not able to do every single thing, then we're just going to continue this in the next stream. So don't feel bad if your stuff hasn't been looked at. You want to try to simplify the wording. It feels off. No greater logo than we'd like shapes here. It looks cool. So is it a monogram, like every single letter is in here, or are you just okay with it being a W? Because if you want to simplify it, I would just go for the W alone and then just do like a nice subtle type. So there's this event that was held a few years back in my hometown. Let me see if I can find it, and I think maybe it gives you some inspo on like how the typography could work. So here on the logo here, not 100% sure who designed this, but it looks cool. But yeah, this, as you can see, it says BLOOM, but like this style of typography would probably work for this as well. Yeah. Let's see. It seems like text. First time catching a live. Cool designs. Thank you, Kaki. I hope I pronounced your name correctly. You can skip me since I posted 3 times. I was just reading this and I was like, I cannot read anything that it says here, but thank you for translating it. Some nice processing here. I like it. Maybe make the text here white so you can actually read it a little bit better. This has like style going all over the place. I feel like the the 3D text here doesn't really fit with like the minimalist flat design stuff here, I guess. We got some happy tree friends. I'm just gonna click away from that just because I don't want my stream to become 18 plus, if that makes sense. So here the text could probably be blended into the texture a little bit more. I see a really nice photocopy texture in the back here that would probably fit in really well with the white text here as well, but it's it would fit in a little bit better. So if you want to simulate a print effect, make sure that every single piece of text and image and stuff like that looks like it's processed by the same printer. And I do like this illustration. It's cool. Same thing here, like you got the like 3D like poster text going over it. I feel like it's not on here, but it is on here. So make sure that your texture affects every single piece of your design. I actually saw this before, Vant, and this is such a cool illustration. I think it's illustration or 3D, might be, but I think it's an illustration. It looks so sick. I absolutely love this. I think I said this before, but I would definitely get this tattooed. I think when we did the portfolio reviews. So Tune Studio sends out some clouds stuff. Is this an actual post for clouds? Looks cool. I like the bright, like almost purple blue text around it. Oh, so I think the idea is that this is a showcase for like one poster and then also in different like aspect ratios. I was thinking like, why is it like triple times the same poster? But I think that's the idea, right? So one thing that we do here is we don't really use Instagram links. I didn't say that, just so I'm gonna check it out real quick for now. Oh, I think you already... Oh no, you didn't say it. Oh, I think we already saw... talked about this run last time when we did it, didn't we? With like the tribals and stuff. I think I already gave feedback on this in the last stream when we did feedback stuff. Original was different. Ah, okay. I wanted to buy that poster. Then let's take a look at this one. This looks sick. Like the color, the gradient map added to these photos. And I love the typography. Really playful. It's nice. Looks nice. The dice are a little bit out of place. I feel like maybe this one more than like the dominoes here in the background. But yeah, other than that, it looks sick. This doesn't really remind me of like Bring the Funk, Bring the Noise, like that poster by what's her name, Paula Shear. Watch us leave. We show you guys some awesome watch. See you next time, man. Mine are all file them. Yeah, you have to probably export it a little bit lower because we don't really have any server boosters anymore. You don't know how to do top hair for her. Ooh, I'm not really the best illustrator. So I guess you should ask someone else. Maybe someone in the chat can help you with that. I'm not really 100% sure. I'm sorry. Some sick poster design here. I like this. I like it. I think it's the collage and then processed with like a halftone effect, which looks cool. I would definitely change the text here to make it fit in the print because it's a little bit harsh. As you can see, the edges are really hard. So I would maybe... It's less visible because I think the font here, it looks like handwritten, but I would blend this text into the background texture a little bit more. If you want to know more about that, I have like an Inkbleed tutorial that you might want to check out. But yeah, I like the composition and I do love the collage. Sick work. So let me check real quick. Okay, so the photo by Tune Studios. I think, okay, so this one is the last one that I'm gonna check out for today. So I'm gonna work my way back from here. So if you haven't sent in your design yet as of now, what we can do is you can just drop it in here and I will take it into account for the next feedback session, because I'm planning to do one of these every month, maybe even more. I have so many cool ideas for live streams, by the way, so I might just be doing 2 streams some weeks. I don't want to promise anything yet. I don't want to burn myself out again, but I really am enjoying these streams. So some sick album covers we got here. Yes, this is a good example of like blending in your text with the texture. Let me just zoom in. Yeah, as you can see, like the ink bleed is there, and you can really see the texture in there. So it looks nice. Some good processing as well. Nice work here. Good job. Awesome. I don't really have a lot of feedback on this. Maybe this could use some computer textures, like some like analog glitching, if that makes sense. If you run this through like a Signal plugin in After Effects, something like that, it would already work a lot. Yeah, I don't really have anything to say. I really like these. Yeah, sometimes you just don't have enough feedback. Then again, after Agents Promotes got their hands on it, so not 100% what I want. I do like it. It gives like a lot of Zeros vibes, and I also like that it's like, is it? Oh, I think it's a screenshot. I thought for a second that this was part of like the flyer. I think what's their name again? Hysteric Melancholia, something like that on Instagram. Like they do like a lot of these like multiple old school Windows UI overlays and stuff like that. But yeah, it looks sick. I like the background image. Maybe a little bit too, like the edges around here, maybe a little bit too thick, so it takes away from the cool background and stuff. But it still looks nice. Nice work. You can tattoo it if you want to. Can you tattoo me? Is there anyone in the community that does tattoos? These streams are very nice. Very cool to see you loading yourself as well here. Thank you so much, Victor. It would actually be cool if you guys give each other feedback as well. There's a lot of stuff that you can learn from each other. I do love this. This is sick. This is amazing. Love the processing. Love the color grading of the photo. The text is so cool. And I think what kind of I think is this like analog printed and then scanned back in, because this the ink bleeds and stuff are amazing in here. I think this has to be like mixed media, right? Like printed and then scanned back in. But yeah, what was I saying? Sorry, I was just distracted by how sick this design looks. Planning on spending group giving feedback later, so you get your leader position again. Yeah, I forgot to. I'm gonna give you some XP, man. Just for the sake that you have been doing so much for the community over the years. But yeah, anyways, yeah, this is amazing. I have nothing else to say than this is amazing. Same here, like a lot of really great posts. What's your Instagram? Word of mouth press? Is that your Insta? Because I'm gonna follow you. This looks super sick. Love the color processing on this. There's a little bit of cutoff here, I think, but that's the idea, I think, right? Awesome work. And then we got, I think this is the last thing I'm gonna check out before we're gonna like build towards the end of the stream. Some cool 3D stuff. Ooh, you got it knitted. Nice. Oh, this is like a puff print. Sick. Looks cool. I like this. I like how you got it like knitted. It's awesome. Mood board wise, I think, yeah, we'll definitely cover this. I'm not a big fan of this, like the puff print design itself. I think it's a little bit too clean and minimalistic, but I do really like the knitted 3D face. Sick work. Collection for your brand, Third Infinity, called Pretty in Black, while I think everyone is making a poster. Awesome work, guys. So, no scanning back, all digital. Wow, that's actually that's insane. You gotta show me your process on this. If this is Photoshop, because I would love to see how this works. And I promise I won't make a tutorial about it. But yeah, this is insanely cool. Awesome. Sorry, I've been just fanboying over all of this. Anyways, guys, yeah, love all of the work that you sent in so far. I really like doing this. I really like the fact that you are actually trusting me enough to give you guys feedback, because yeah, I can imagine that you also don't want me to judge everything that you design. But yeah, what was that I want to say? Yeah, I don't know. I like that this is something that we can get together as a community on, and you know, just like help each other out, because like I obviously I want to help you guys out with tutorials and feedback, stuff like this, but it would actually mean a lot to me if you guys could help each other out as well, because in the end we are a community, we like doing the same things, and what better thing is there to share your passion with other people who have that same passion. And something that I really did a lot when I was starting out as a music producer is I produced a lot together with other people from my country. Like I used to travel by train or car to all kinds of places that I've never been before, meeting up with people that I maybe even knew barely. And we just became friends because we loved producing music together. That's just amazing, you know. And as I got older, you just like do other stuff, and you know, life gets in the way. But something that I really enjoy doing is I want to give you guys a feeling as well. So if you want to help out in the community and give each other feedback, that would actually also mean a lot to me. And I think it will also benefit all of you guys as well. So with that being said, join the Discord server. The link is in the description down below, and send in your designs, give each other feedback, critique each other. And if you're stuck on something in Photoshop, Illustrator, or something like that, just drop it in there. There's a lot of people out there that want to help you become a better designer. So yeah, that's I think all I want to say about this part. Then I'm gonna just go to this screen real quick, because I want to close this off again by saying I am actually looking for an intern. If you want to know more info, send me a message on info@dreadlabs.net. I've also posted this on my Instagram already, but yeah. If you want to know a little bit more about what the internship is all about, once this stream ends, you can watch it back, and in the first few minutes of that stream, I'm talking about what I am looking for in an intern. So if you're interested, check that out real quick. Let's see if there's something we want to plug. Yeah, if you want to get all of the PSD files on my YouTube channel, all of the stuff that I make in my tutorials and in Creatober and stuff like that, you can find all of the PSD, Illustrator, and Cinema 4D files on my Patreon channel. Link for that is also in the description. If you want to shop some cool asset packs for yourself, go to dreadlabs.net. I recently uploaded 3 new asset packs this year. There's a 4th one on the way. I just finished this week. I still need to make the product images and stuff like that for it, which I'm actually going to showcase real quick. I already showcased this on my Instagram stories, but I might just well show it here right now as I'm plugging this. So the pack is called Dreadlabs Trends Essentials, and I'm going to show you the example PSDs real quick, because why not? And with that, we are going to actually end off this stream because I have dinner plans. But yeah, if you want to wait around for this pack, I definitely understand it. If you are a patron, you'll get a 15% discount on it. But this pack is called Trends Essentials, and it's mainly inspired, as you can see, by old school trend CDs and flyers from like the late 90s and early zeros, with like a lot of cool computer graphics, abstract 3D renders, and random stuff. So Yeah, I used to own a lot of like compilation CDs with like some trance hits on them, and this is basically what it's inspired by and what drove me to the project. So these are some of the example design files. You can just change these and you'll have some covers for yourself if you want that. But what this contains is this contains a lot of layer styles like these ones. It contains some Photoshop actions, which like you'll be able to add some zoom blur, glitch blurs, add some glows to your text, but also some noise and some processing that will help you unsharpen your design. So let me zoom in here. So you can actually see that the quality is like quite low, and that's actually on purpose because these things tend to come from like an era where we didn't really make 3000 by 3000 pixel images. So this is how sharp it actually looks, and this is how the Photoshop actions like ruined it, as you can kind of see. Next to that, it also contains a ton of 3D PNGs you can use. We got crystals here. These are transparent. We got some planets, we got rough metals, and we got shiny metals. We also got some cool backgrounds like these bursts that you can see, as well as these abstract 3D renders that look like they've been made in Bryce 3D. So yeah, you can basically play around with that however you want, and I think I also have some other shapes and stuff to drop in there. But yeah, this is releasing. I don't really have a set release date yet, but I reckon that this will come out somewhere in April. So I'll give it like maybe a week or two. Other than that, I also have a lot of tutorials coming on the way. I know a lot of you have been missing the tutorials. I have been posting a ton of real videos, which I've been finding really fun. But of course, I also want to do more tutorials, because that's probably what you've started to know me for, or how you found out about Dreadlabs in the first place. So these are coming back really soon. Yeah, super excited for all the content to come. And of course, every Thursday from 4 p.m. CET to 5 p.m. CET, maybe later, I will be live streaming. So this week we had some feedback sessions, and let me check my agenda real quick for what we're gonna do next week. Super professional this. I've of course prepared all of this. This is the wrong dummy. I need to find my agenda, which is here. And let's check out what I've planned for next week's live stream, and that is... we're actually gonna catch up with Jack from Album Art Archive, finally, I think. And I think the next one will be like a concepting session where we're gonna try and find ideas for a visual branding for a festival. But yeah, a lot of cool stuff coming, so if you find it fun to join in on these streams, be sure to tune in every single Thursday, and of course check out my latest videos. With all of that plugging out of the way, sorry about that guys, but I just have so many exciting stuff to share, asset packs, videos, live streams. I'm really happy to just share all of that with you guys. So forgive me for just like overloading you with all this crap load of information. Yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Be sure to tune in next time, and I think next month we'll do another feedback session, so keep your eyes peeled for that. With all that being said, this is Tom from Dreadlabs tuning out. Thank you so much for tuning in today. I hopefully see you guys in the next video or live stream. Bye bye.